So even in this economy, people are finding ways to get promoted and get higher raises. And oftentimes it's a risky bet. Sometimes it's not going to pay off, and there's also a chance it could backfire. But people are also using this tactic to get raises. So let's just jump into the article and find out what's actually going on. All right. So the article says unconventional way to get a raise. It says from writing up those dreaded cover letters to back-to-back Zoom interviews that take up a whole day, applying to a job is a full-time gig, and yet many workers with jobs are doing it. Why? Employees are tired of feeling underpaid and want to use their new offer as leverage to ask their boss for a raise, notes Business Insider. However, playing the field comes with risks. It does break a lot of trust, a management expert argues. And it says here that companies can avoid having their workers go from a franchise player to a free agent by utilizing performance reviews and rewarding those that deserve a pay bump, advises the head of one recruiting company. Yeah, when I first saw this article and it said that people are tired of feeling underpaid and they're going out and interviewing and getting new offers as leverage, that makes sense. Even in this weird economy where a lot of companies are doing layoffs, there's a bigger talent pool from which to choose from. But for specific types of employees or those in specific types of job functions, which are a lot harder to find qualified candidates, they can definitely use this tactic and go out and seek other offers and then use that to try to negotiate higher offers at their current company. But for roles that don't fall into this category, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to do this. But it makes sense that even in this economy, that there's also a lot of companies that do need talent for specialized skills. And for those types of roles, people are still going to be in high demand. Now, it says here that employees are tired of feeling underpaid, and it probably makes sense, especially with inflation causing the cost of living to go up. I remember I was at Costco the other day and the price of salmon jumped 20%. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But everything is going up besides gas. Gas has gone down a little bit, but the cost of milk, eggs, just all kinds of consumables, inflation has really just made everything more expensive. And people are feeling that. And they're like, you know what? I can't have the same standard of life with my current paycheck. And so they're probably feeling, hey, I want to go out there and see what the market has to offer. And a lot of these companies are now having to adjust their salaries to attract higher talent. So I'm not surprised by that. Now, this tactic of actually going out and getting other offers to negotiate with your current employer, this is a dangerous tactic, right? For a couple of different reasons. Number one, when you go out there and you get another offer and you come back to your manager and say, hey, this is what these other companies X, Y, and Z are willing to pay. If you don't pay me this, then I'm going to leave. If you position it that way, your manager is most likely going to just say, you know what? They're going to call your bluff and they're going to say, okay, go ahead and take it. See ya. And that's it. And you don't really have a choice at that point. You're going to have to take the new role, even though you may not want it. The other thing that's going to happen here is that even if your manager does take that into consideration and takes it back to the hiring committee and says, hey, I want to pay this guy more because he is getting a higher salary from elsewhere and we want to keep him, they're always going to think in the back of their mind that you're just a mercenary to the highest bidder and you're probably going to leave or play this game again at some point. It's definitely a gamble. And to be honest with you, I would only use this tactic if I was willing to take that new role and go to the other team. Now, the other thing you need to consider is that if you do burn the bridge and you become known as a mercenary, it's a small community out there. And if you're known as somebody who's consistently playing this game at every company you go to, then recruiters, HR folks are going to know this and you could get blacklisted in the market. And it's a small community, man. You never know when you might run into another recruiter or your previous hiring manager at some point. And word spreads. You don't want to play that game and have that type of reputation. The way that I would sort of position this is that if you really want to get a promotion, show your value to your current employer and use the data that you have, not just for yourself, but also what other people in your role are getting at other companies, and use that to make a stronger argument. If that doesn't work and you really like the role that you're in and you know that you can make more elsewhere, then you can go out there, get another job offer, bring that to the table, but position it in a way of, okay, I really love what I do. I love this team. I love the work that I do. I enjoy working for you guys, but I just want to make sure that my compensation is aligned with the market. Here's what company X is offering. What can you guys do about it? Is there anything you guys can do about it? If you position it like that, and it's not so much seen as a threat, but just an opportunity for them to see how much they value your services, then I think the management team and the hiring committee is more willing to go back and actually see if they can make something happen. If you position it like that. But if you're just a mercenary and you're pulling all these other offers from left and right, and you're making these threats and playing this game, that's where I think a lot of this trust can be broken and you could be labeled as someone open to the highest bidder. And that's just not a good reputation that you want to have. Obviously, everyone's situation is different. Some of us need the raise to pay the bills and to support our families, and I can understand that. But the way you go about it, I think also not only points to your character, but also can set you up for a better future. And if you don't do it the right way and you burn a lot of bridges, that could also come back and bite you on later. So make sure you guys are doing it the right way and investing in yourself and your career and not just going for these short-term benefits. Anyways, guys, those are my comments on this article and whether or not this is the most effective way to get a raise. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this article, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.